She's always been the strong one. But what happens when Diep gets sick on their journey and James is forced to stop everything just to stay by her side? Hello everyone, hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we're going to explore a quiet yet deeply emotional moment between James and Diep, when an unexpected illness leads them to a hospital and a simple decision reveals how far James is willing to go for the woman he loves. If you enjoy this story, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next chapters of their journey. The morning light slips quietly through the thin curtains of the small guest house, pale and uncertain, as if it's not fully committed to becoming day yet. Outside, the town is already awake. A motorbike comes past. Somewhere nearby, metal shutters roll up one after another. Life moves on at its usual pace. Inside the room, Diep doesn't. She lies still on the bed, eyes half open, staring at the ceiling fan turning slowly above her. Her body feels heavier than it should, like the air itself has thickened overnight. Every breath comes with a faint ache in her chest, not sharp, just persistent. She swallows, her throat dry, and closes her eyes again. She tells herself it's nothing. Travel does this. New places, new weather, long days. She's always been like this. Push a little too far, ignore the signs, keep moving. It usually works. But when she tries to sit up, a wave of dizziness forces her back down. James notices immediately. He's standing near the window, stuffing a folded map into his backpack, already half thinking about where they'll go next. When he turns and sees her still in bed, something pauses inside him. "You okay?" he asks, casually at first. Diep opens her eyes and forces a small smile. "Yeah, just tired." Her voice betrays her. It's softer than usual, thinner. James doesn't respond right away. He walks closer, slower now, as if approaching a fragile object that might crack under sudden movement. He places the back of his hand gently against her forehead. She flinches, just slightly. "You're warm," he says. "It's nothing," she replies too quickly. "Probably just didn't sleep well." James studies her face, the faint shadows under her eyes, the way her lips are a little paler than yesterday, the way she avoids meeting his gaze. He's learned to read her in fragments, in details she doesn't realize she reveals. "Let's take it easy this morning," he says. "We can skip the market." Diep shakes her head slowly. "No, we planned this. I don't want to mess it up." "You're not messing anything up." She sits up again, determined this time. The room tilts. Her hand grips the edge of the bed, knuckles whitening. James reaches out instinctively, steadying her shoulder. That's when she exhales. A quiet sound, not a sigh, more like surrender. They sit there for a moment, the world outside continuing without them. James pours a glass of water, helps her take a few careful sips. He wraps a light scarf around her shoulders, even though the room isn't cold. She lets him. That alone tells him everything. On the street outside, the air feels different, humid, heavy. Diep walks beside James, but her steps are slower now, uneven. She keeps her gaze fixed ahead, as if concentrating hard enough will keep her upright. After a few minutes, she stops. "I need to sit," she says quietly. James guides her to a low concrete bench near a closed shop. She lowers herself down, breathing shallowly. Her hands tremble as she presses them together, trying to warm herself. James crouches in front of her. "We're going to a hospital." Diep looks up, startled. "No, James, this isn't a discussion," he says gently, not unkindly, but firm in a way she's rarely heard from him. "We're not continuing like this." "I don't want to be a problem," she whispers. The words hit him harder than he expects. "You're not," he says immediately. "You're sick." She looks away, blinking too fast. For a second, her defenses waver. She nods just once. They find a small local hospital a few streets away. The building is old, paint peeling in places, but clean, functional. The kind of place that doesn't promise comfort, only answers. Inside, the smell of disinfectant fills the air. Diep sits in a plastic chair, shoulders slumped, while James handles the paperwork. He moves efficiently, asking questions, filling forms, switching between languages when needed. She watches him from across the room. This version of him is unfamiliar, focused, grounded, protective in a quiet, practical way. Not the man walking beside her through scenic streets, pointing out cafes and viewpoints, but someone steady, anchored. Her name is called. In the examination room, the light is harsh, too white. The doctor asks routine questions. Diep answers slowly, carefully, like each word costs energy. When she struggles to recall how long she's felt unwell, James fills in the gaps without hesitation. At one point, as the doctor checks her pulse, Diep's fingers reach out, almost unconsciously, and curl around James's hand. He doesn't move. He doesn't squeeze back either. He just lets her hold on. Tests are ordered. Blood pressure, temperature. A brief wait that feels longer than it is. They sit side by side in silence. Diep leans slightly toward him, her head nearly resting against his shoulder, though she never fully commits to the contact. James notices anyway. When the doctor returns, the news is calm, not serious. Exhaustion, a mild infection. Her body asking her firmly to stop. She needs rest, the doctor says. At least a few days, no long travel. James nods. Relief flickers across his face, quickly replaced by resolve. Outside, the sky is darkened. Clouds gather, thick and grey. Diep sits on the steps of the hospital, holding a small bag of medicine in her lap. James stands nearby, scanning the street for a taxi. "I'm sorry," she says suddenly. "For what?" "For slowing everything down." James turns to her, really looks at her. "Listen to me," he says. "There is nothing we're doing that matters more than you being okay," she swallows. "I'm not good at this, letting people take care of me." "I know, but I don't hate it," she admits, barely audible. He doesn't respond with words. He offers his arm instead as the taxi pulls up. She takes it. As the vehicle drives away, rain begins to fall, soft at first, then heavier. The city blurs past the windows, colours bleeding together. Diep rests her head back, eyes closed. James watches the reflection of streetlights ripple across the glass. The journey they planned is paused. Something else has quietly begun. The rain doesn't stop when they reach the guest house. It thickens, turning the narrow street into a ribbon of dark glass. Streetlights shimmering in broken reflections. James pays the driver, steps out first and holds the door open. Diep hesitates for half a second before taking his hand. Her fingers are cold. He doesn't comment on it. He simply keeps his grip steady as he guides her inside. The room feels smaller than it did that morning. Or maybe it's quieter now, stripped of anticipation, emptied of plans. James closes the door, sets the bag of medicine on the table and flips on the lamp. Warm light spreads across the walls, softening the edges of everything. Diep sits on the bed slowly, like each movement needs permission from her body. James kneels in front of her and helps her take off her shoes. The gesture is simple, almost domestic, but it makes her chest tighten. She looks away, embarrassed by the tenderness of it. "You don't have to," she begins. "I know," he says calmly, "but I want to." He stands and pours a glass of water, reads the instructions on the medicine twice before handing it to her. She follows them without protest. That too is new. When she lies back against the pillows, her breathing evens out slightly. The fever hasn't fully broken, but the sharp edge of discomfort has dulled. Outside, the rain taps steadily against the window, rhythmic and insistent. James sits in the chair near the window, jacket still on, as if he's not ready to settle yet. He watches the rain trace slow paths down the glass. Minutes pass, maybe more. "James," Diep's voice is quiet, uncertain. He turns immediately. "Yeah? Are you Disappointed, the question surprises him. He stands and moves closer, sitting on the edge of the bed. About what? The trip, she says. Everything we were going to see. He studies her face. The vulnerability there isn't dramatic. It's restrained, carefully revealed. No, he says without hesitation. I'm relieved we stopped. She frowns slightly. Relieved? That we listened, he explains. That you didn't push yourself until something worse happened. She absorbs that in silence. I've always handled things on my own, she says after a moment. If I slow down, things fall apart. They don't, he replies. They change. Her eyes meet his, searching, measuring. She nods once, as if committing that thought to memory. James helps her adjust the blanket, tucking it around her shoulders. His movements are unhurried, deliberate. He checks the time on his phone, sets a quiet alarm for later, and places it face down on the table. I'll go get some soup, he says. Something light. You don't have to go back out in the rain. I don't mind. She watches him pull on his jacket, hesitates, then speaks again. James? Yeah? Thank you. He pauses at the door, looks back at her. You don't owe me anything. When he's gone, the room settles into stillness. The rain becomes the loudest thing. Diep closes her eyes, letting the sound wash over her. Her body feels weak, but her chest feels lighter. For the first time in a long while, she isn't bracing herself. James returns with a small container of soup and fresh bread, rain clinging to his hair and jacket. He sets everything down, helps her sit up again, and feeds her slowly when she realizes her hands are shaking too much to manage the spoon. She hates how natural it feels, and how comforting. Later, as the evening deepens, the fever finally begins to fade. Diep drifts in and out of sleep, aware of James's presence in fragments, the sound of pages turning as he reads, the soft clink of a glass being moved, the steady weight of him sitting nearby. At one point she wakes to find him standing by the window, phone pressed to his ear. Yes, he's saying quietly. We're staying a few more days. No, plans changed. I'll update you later. He hangs up and notices her watching him. Everything okay? She asks. Yeah, he says. Nothing that can't wait. She studies him. You're choosing this. I'm choosing you, he replies simply. Something in her expression breaks open. Later, the rain finally eases into a whisper. The street outside is empty now, washed clean. James turns off the lamp, leaving only the soft glow from the hallway. He lies down on the far side of the bed, careful not to disturb her. There's a respectful distance between them, close enough to feel, far enough to give space. James, she murmurs again, half asleep. I don't feel strong right now. That's okay. I don't know how long this will last. I'll be here, he says, without drama, without promise, just fact. She shifts slightly, her hand finding his arm in the dark. This time, she doesn't pull away. Outside, the clouds begin to thin. Somewhere beyond them, the journey waits. But tonight, the world has narrowed to this quiet room, this shared pause. And for Diep, that is enough.
Vừa chặt mía vừa kể chuyện ngày xưa. Dậy chặt 3 hoặc 4 khúc cho đẹp để bán được giá. Đồng mía cao dần, 45 đồng trở thành hy vọng cho phiên chợ. Một cây mía đổ bất ngờ khiến cả nhóm kêu, rồi cười xòa vì kịp đỡ nhau. Chiều xuống Linda buồn bã vì con rúi của mình đã biến mất. Nghi có kẻ trộm rình quanh nhà. CEO quang ghế đến lắng nghe và trấn an và tự sửa chiếc camera cũ trong kho, kéo dây lắp trước sân nhà. để bảo vệ cô. Đêm đến, Linda nấu cơm nếp cẩm mời anh ở lại ăn. Hai người trò chuyện lòng ấm lại. Quang kể áp lực công ty, camera nháy sáng, bóng lạ thoáng qua, và không biết Linda có sống sót qua được đêm nay không. Mọi người nếu thấy video hay, hãy cho mình một like, một subscribe. Cảm ơn mọi người nhé.